There you go. Now we're live. Hey everyone. Check. Mhm.
In beautiful South Florida, Brickell.
We're on Recall. We're live. Hey everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon for all of you. Okay, people getting in. Hey, welcome everyone. We'll be live on YouTube and LinkedIn. So if you're joining from LinkedIn, drop a comment in the chat. And if you're joining from YouTube, drop a comment as well. Let us know where you're at, your country. Hey. Okay. All right. So I'm happy to be here today with Rick Regueira. Rick, a pleasure to have you here with SETI-Prof. Everyone, welcome again to another SETI-Prof event. We're live from Miami today with Rick, an Agile expert and a leader here in South and Central Florida. So, Rick, a pleasure to have you here. How are you today?
I'm wonderful. I'm excited about talking to you guys about a topic like AI. I know everyone's been talking about that. So very excited about that.
Great. AI is all over the place in 2025. So if you're interested in AI, if you want to learn more about Agile, stay with us. You're gonna enjoy. You're gonna get great insights. So welcome everyone. So Rick, why don't you tell us what we'll be talking about today?
All right. So again, thank you very much for having me, Santiago. I'm excited to be here and support you guys on Certain Proof again, Pro. You guys are awesome. Congratulations on continuing to educate the community. That's what we need in today's world, right? We're all trying to improve our skill sets, and AI is another skill set that we need to make sure that we master. So if you guys are seeing my screen, basically what we're going to be doing is just going to have fun.
Yeah.
And me and Santiago here are going to go back and forth, and we're going to have some kind of conversation. That way, it's not one directional here.
Exactly.
And of course, you can participate too, right?
Of course.
By putting it in the chat. And so hopefully we'll have some interaction so we can continue to work together.
Yeah. If you have any questions, just put it in the chat, and we'll be let me see. Yeah, we'll be getting your questions. Okay. So making AI work in an agile world. That's a great title for the event, right?
It is, and again, it's the buzzword. Everyone's putting AI in front of their name. No matter what you're doing, they're saying, "Hey, I'm doing AI," which is funny, but everyone's trying to get an opportunity, right? And I know there's a lot of people that call themselves experts, and it's interesting, right? Because they become experts in one day for some reason. So there's just a lot of learnings, and you got to be humble to this, and you got to make sure that we're all trying to figure this out together. Because alone, there's no way you're going to figure this out, guys. This really takes a village. It takes a whole bunch of people to come together and really enjoy themselves. All right. So really quick, again, this is Rick. And you guys can look up my certification. That's fine. Hit me in LinkedIn. Connect to me, right? I would love to kind of communicate with you guys. But it's all about my family. It's all about, the continuous improvement. And you see me trying to scale a wall there. And another exciting news that I just came out with, guys. Here you go. My first book. I can't believe I finally got it done, right? A leadership journey of discovery. And we were talking earlier about, Agile and what does it look like here in South Florida.
Yeah.
This is a pretty good, interesting book to kind of get you there, right? Where it has a lot of learning.
We were talking about how to take all of this theory, how to go from theory to real world scenarios. So you can get all the answers you need right there, right?
It's scary, but it's an 8-year journey to help a company become agile, right? And not just the process of it. This is the true mindset. So it's very personal, very emotional. So I hope you guys get it. Again, just look it up on Amazon, and you'll be able to receive it.
You have a QR code there, so you can scan the QR code and get your book right away, guys.
And please be nice to me. No evil comments about the book. It took a lot of work. All right, so continuing down. So I think this is the main topic that you and I are facing here. Right? Everyone keeps talking about AI, but how well is AI doing? How, when you look at all these projects that are being instilled out there, how successful? And a lot of people are saying it's failing.
Yeah.
Like it's not really working out for us. So what's the problem? So let's talk a little bit about that.
Sure. And before moving forward, like a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, I was taking different courses here in Miami,
Okay.
AI courses, and you have different tools, ChatGPT, Nano Banana, whatever. So sometimes the point is trying to get all of the tools and try and like using them correctly for one purpose. Because we were talking about that like a little bit earlier, like teams are doing whatever they want, like they were, like, and they have no idea what the other team is doing at the same time.
It's like somebody just threw a tool out there and said, "Go ahead and figure it out, guys. So, see you later."
Fun.
It's not
That's
about
it.
it's not about the lessons we learned in Agile, which is, guys, let's collaborate, let's share our learnings, let's put it in a repository where
Yeah.
everyone can learn from it. It's more like the wild, wild west, and then that could be a contribution to why it's failing, right?
Exactly.
And we're gonna walk, but that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Very good point. So let's go through that a second. So this is the first statistics that we need to understand, which is very scary. Like 85% of AI projects fail. And 15%, let's talk about the 15% there, right? So these projects never reach production. That means they don't even get to actually be used. They're just thought about it, we waste some money on it, and suddenly, now what?
Money and time.
Money and time, right? So now what? Out of the 15% that do make it to production, guess what they're telling them? 50% of them fail. And the reason why they're failing is companies say lack of user adoption is their biggest barrier. What did they teach you in your first Agile class? You remember? Talk to your user, talk to your customer, understand, like, how in the world are we failing when that's what we're supposed to know more than anything else, right? So it's really scary that that approach is not working, right?
Yeah.
This is why we talked earlier about the book. Like, this is why I think there's a big flaw where Agile implementations out there aren't really mindset driven. They're just more like, I learned something and that's just a process that I'm going to implement. And that's it. So that's where I think we're failing. And we could talk deeper into that. But just to follow up with this, I think the question is, what is the root cause? So if somebody were to ask you, what is the root cause of why these things are failing? What would you think that would be? How would you answer that? Right. So here's a couple, guys. So we're saying misalignment between AI goals and the real human needs. There's that customer connection we were talking about, which is great. And here's one that Agile people know very clearly: weak cross-functional collaboration between the tech and the business. There's that silo, living in a silo. Our job is to tell you what to do, and your job is to do it.
Yeah.
Right? We got to eliminate that kind of silo mentality. Insufficient change management training. There you go. There should be highlighted. That training should come out like this.
Yeah.
Training, right? And leadership engagement. Remember how the leaders love to say, yeah, you guys, but we don't have to worry about anything. They're doing the same thing with remember in Agile, that's how the implementation. Now they're doing the same thing with AI. We don't need to learn any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You guys got to figure that out, right? So pretty interesting. So I don't know if there's any questions on this from the audience, but remember the chat's open and we'll try to pause a little bit if we can, but I know it's tough.
Yeah.
We got a lot we want to cover.
People are joining from different countries.
Oh
Canada,
my
the
goodness.
US,
Come join us.
saying hi. Hey, everyone. Welcome.
Buenas.
Yeah.
Gusto.
Mucho gusto a todos. Put it in the chat if you have any questions, if you have any comments regarding the root cause of this.
Maybe they have another reason. Like maybe we're missing something.
Another one,
that would be, why do you think it's failing, right? Please do not put your boss's name or anything like that, okay? We do not want that to show up. And it is in YouTube and it is live, okay? All right, awesome. So moving forward,
It says, I'm sorry, we have a question here. It, it says, Kayum Piran says, that means that AI-powered solutions are not actually solving people's problems, or they are creating other problems. What do you think?
Wow, that's a really good question. Here's the challenge I have the way AI is being implemented. It's like what we said earlier. Here's Copilot. Here's this, and then they're not really giving. Imagine if we were to do it the way Agile tells you. Agile tells you where's the problem we need to solve.
Yeah.
Where's the pain point? Let's address that pain point and see what tool, whether it's whatever tool, we shouldn't be married to the tool. We should be flexible to say this solved our problem. Let's go to the next one, right? So I think that's really where I feel that the problem is lying, is that people are trying to do reverse. I don't know if that's called reverse engineering, but just kind of say, here's the answer. Now you guys figure out what the problem really was.
Yeah.
Right? So I hope that helps. So again, I'm trying to tell you that the AI truly works when you set the right environment, just like we had to do in Agile.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so much similarity. This is what people don't get. Implementing AI and implementing Agile from a process perspective are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
The mindset is the one that brings them all together, which is you need to have a growth mindset, right? You need to have the ability to adapt to change and say, I'm going to embrace new things. Because it's intimidating, guys. When someone tells you this AI might take your job, how much more intimidating can you get than that, right? So that is something that you're afraid of, and you want to try to, okay, maybe not. I'm so much smarter than you right now, okay? So interesting conversation. Moving forward. So, I have a company, right? And I have my team always trying to do things with the AI tools, and I give them some experimentation. Here they made me out to a pimp over there on the right side, if you see that. And some of you have heard of Nano Banana. I don't know if you guys have played around with that. I hope you have. It's a fun tool to at least experiment.
It is.
So I give my team the tool to play around, and guess what they do? This is what they do to me. I don't think this is acceptable. I don't think it sounds like a waste of time, but that's amazing. The ability to grab a picture from mine and say, I'm going to make it. Yeah. That wasn't me, just in case. I know it looks like me, like something that I would do or dress up with, but that wasn't actually me. So that is scary. And then here's another example, and here's a test for them. I want to test I'm going to test you guys, see how good you are, okay? And if they don't pass, let's kick them off. We're going to kick you out of YouTube though, if you don't pass. All right, good luck with this. So I want you to look at this video and look for the flaw. Okay, look at the video and look for the flaw. Here we go.
Once upon a time, there was a princess who lived in a grand castle. She had everything a princess could ever want.
Okay, put it in the chat. Who can figure out what flaw is in that video?
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. If you're
I'm going to play it again. Just in case. Good luck with this. Here we go. And this is actually one of my team members. His name is Jesus.
Yeah.
So he actually got a picture of himself reading this book before it was actually there. Okay. So here you go again.
Once upon a time, there was a princess who lived in a grand castle. She had everything a princess could ever want.
Did anybody pick it up?
If anybody got it.
Are we afraid to put it in the chat? Are we afraid to make a mistake? Doesn't Agile tell you that you should be open to learn and grow it and make mistakes?
Yeah.
Are we saying we see nobody making?
Nobody.
One more time, guys. One more time. See if you can find the mistake.
Once upon a time, there was a princess who lived in a grand castle. She had everything a princess could ever want.
Nobody.
All
right, here we go. Nobody. The answer is, if you notice the way he's using the book, he takes his hand off the book and the book still floats in the air. There's no book right now that we know that they can actually float like that. All right, so again, take a look at it.
Once upon a time, there was a princess who lived in a grand castle.
It's magic.
She had everything a princess could ever want.
You read this and it floats on you. All right, so again, and you'll see that in a lot of these video translations. There's going to be always some small flaws, whether there's another finger or they're missing something. It's always interesting to find out. But I hope you're enjoying that. So again, it's called Nano Banana. Another cool thing that hopefully you guys are doing, you can have AI on your phone, right? So you can actually have ChatGPT in this sense talk to you. So you can actually have a conversation, but more importantly, you can actually have a video. So here I am talking to ChatGPT and saying, ChatGPT, I'm doing a video live right now. I'm pretty excited. What do you think?
Well, I think it's pretty awesome. It's like we're having a little show and tell moment here. I can definitely see your setup and the slide you've got up about visual creativity and AI. So yeah, let's just roll with it. I'm excited too.
There you go. So you can actually video. So one of the things I did, Rick's trying to be sneaky. I go into one of these pawn shops and I start taking video and asking ChatGPT, help me find the gem, help me find something I should buy that I can really resell.
Yeah.
It didn't work for me, but at least I tried, guys. But it's interesting where it might lead to, guys. So think about the capabilities of having a video and it being able to describe things.
Yeah.
Like it described you earlier, where it said, "Oh, I don't know who he is, but he's smiling, he's doing this." So it's an interesting taste, and something we also have to see how it leads.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of different tools AI tools that you can use to save time, even money, to be more productive. So, guys, the bad thing about this is that you're not doing it. You're not using any tools. So it's time for you to grab your cell phone, grab whatever tool you may try, and just do it,
I think you're gonna have hiccups, but like anything, if it was so easy, everyone would be doing it.
Exactly.
So you have to go through these difficult times to figure this out. And there's a lot of more we're gonna show you right now. I wanna make sure I'm good at time. We actually have pretty good time, which is great. That means we have a lot we can cover. So let me continue. So let's talk about our challenges, man. AI is not perfect. We saw a little bit. We saw that book floating in the air, which was pretty cool. But let's see. So, and many of you guys, if you're looking at, remember, AI is bigger than just ChatGPT. I want to make sure we're talking a little bit about ChatGPT because that's the majority of people talk. When they talk about AI, they're thinking about ChatGPT. But think about robotics and all that stuff. It's just a lot to AI. At this point, we're just talking about this because when we talk about Agile, we probably want to have LLMs really well understood, right? Large language models.
Okay, Kaya says, let me read it. He says, on Google AI Studio, you can share your screen with Gemini, and it can work together with you on something if you want.
I love it. So that's the step that we probably missed here. Showing your screen, and imagine if you're working and as you're typing a programming, let's say you're a programmer, you're typing, and then it automatically says, hey, you know what? You missed that. You could have just changed that real quick.
Nice.
And then you change it right then. Not wait for you to run the code and then suddenly it's not working.
Yeah.
That would be the next level. And we got to see how well it's doing, right? So guys, it's doing, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's there yet, right? So we got to learn from that. But thank you for sharing. And you get a name. Whoever was sharing, congratulations. If you're ever close to me, I'm going to get you a book. All right. So that person, if you're ever in Miami, remind me to get you a book. Okay. So you deserve that. Congratulations. All right. So moving forward, again, think about the problems we're having. Inaccurate information and overconfidence. I know you and I are a little bit overconfident here, no, but sometimes maybe. But guys, imagine something telling you. Imagine you're writing a user story and you're finishing it up and ChatGPT is telling you these are all the user stories and it doesn't tell you the truth. And yet it's saying it's accurate. It's telling you, no, that's correct. That's right. So that's really scary, guys, knowing that it can make a mistake. You can't treat it like it's completely right. So I think the biggest challenge we're going to have is how do we validate that this information is right? Like I would love the idea of having different AIs validating each other. Hey, and sometimes you need, so many times you might have heard of prompt engineering,
Uh-huh.
right? Where everybody's prompting, everybody's trying to create the right verbiage to put in ChatGPT so it can do your thing, right? So imagine if you just tell it, take a little longer. Please double check your work. I know it sounds like a child, like you're talking to a child. Please double check your work. And you know what we have? We have a user story format, right? When we write user stories in Agile,
Yeah.
that's also a good format to use, right? As a this, I want this, so that this, right? So that could also be something that you can have. So be aware. We need to make sure we adding more validated content. Whatever comes into ChatGPT is what it's projecting.
Exactly.
So if you have bad information coming into the system, then you're probably going to get bad information coming out, right? So interesting. Now, here's another one. It's bias. That's also very scary, guys, because the information that was first scanned and put into the system has a certain way of looking at life. And that doesn't mean that that's right, right? When it's telling you do this, behave this way, do that. We have different cultures out there. We have different worlds. I'm sorry, the US is not the culture leader of the world. That doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of learnings that we're gonna have to figure out together to kind of do that, right? So I like to call it adding trusted advisors. So as you start putting work in there, make sure that these are sources that you trust,
Mhm.
so that you can kind of go. And then we're gonna be there's an issue with copywriting your video, like copywriting your voice. They're having a lot of problems right now where people are calling them, I'm your mother, I need help, send me your information, and that's not your mother, right? And so there's going to be a lot of interesting opportunities that we need to make sure that it doesn't harm us, right? So that's going to be interesting, the legal part of it. And I think I was talking to you earlier about where are the laws with AI, right? Where are the laws? Like, are we going to have laws that are going to stifle, or are we going to have laws that are going to open it up so wide that we're going to have problematic? So I know Europe is coming up with some laws. I know China is actually trying to come up with some stuff, which is going to be, even California is trying to figure out, well, what regulations do we need to have to do this? So that's going to be a shocking scenario of how that's going to work. Right? So something to keep in mind. And again, if you guys have any other limitation, please put it in the chat. I would love to hear and share with everyone what limitations are you see. Here's a good one. I've had where I've talked to it and I've shared all this information and it forgot. I said, don't you remember this? And it'll forget it. And you're like, you have to remind it often to say, but this is what we're talking about. So it's a challenge. Or some people say that when you copy and paste from it, it has an extra space. Mm-hmm. It's like they call it a watermark, but it's not really a watermark, but they're having an extra space. So now people can track if that information came from ChatGPT. Or those double hyphens that they use. It constantly puts double hyphens in everywhere that you see. So that's also another way of saying, hey, wait a minute, could that have come from this? Here's a funny joke. Are we ever going to say to ourselves, was this created by human or not? Because it's going to be so tough to tell that we're going to have like a little band that says it was created by a human being. Rather than this was created by AI, this was created by a human being.
And it's happening now. When you go through LinkedIn, you see a lot of different posts. And I've seen a few of them. They say human generated, because they want you to know that it's not 100% AI.
Now, it's always interesting to say how much is human. So when you get a spell checker, is that really you? When you have a grammar checker, is that really you? Like there's so many things that have been created inside our normal text, our normal writing, that now you start questioning, okay, this just because this was rephrased differently, is it still you? Like there's a conversation. Now, if you make it up from scratch, then okay, you can say that's an AI. But if it's AI assist, that might be a different conversation, right?
Exactly. Well, we'll have different comments here. Let me.
Oh my God, comments.
Josefina says, trusted advisors could be a game changer.
And imagine each group can have their trusted advisors, right? Because your organization, right, cherishes this mindset or these values. Right?
Exactly. Albert says this is a great masterclass. We need to get the recording and the certificate of participation after the presentation. Yeah,
Okay, go for it.
go for it. What else? Bias. Okay. Wally from Ghana, I guess, he says bias info is an issue with diversified work culture and governance system. What do you
Yes.
think?
So let me. That's such a strong conversation that we can have related to how are we going to govern this AI worldwide? Because think about it. Do you really want this governed by a company like Microsoft? Do you really want this governed by a government? Like, who's going to be responsible for making this humanity, right? Make sure that it's not hurting us, that it's actually helping us, right? Because remember, taken in the wrong way, this could hurt us. I'm going to say something that's probably going to be very, very impactful. We are the generation that's going to either destroy us or we're going to do some great things. We are that which is horrendous. Like, think about it. You guys are born at the time that you can either destroy everything that we've ever done, or you can actually, and that's my true opinion. This is that critical that we take. People are loving AI, but how many people are talking about cultural alignment? How many conferences, how many events do you see hundreds of thousands of people showing up saying, we're going to culturally align the world? Nobody's doing that. And if we don't align that before the AI does, we're challenged, guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope that's still positive. I know we're going to figure it out. So I want to make sure we stay there, but it is something that I would love for everyone to think about. How much emphasis are you doing basing culture and trying to help people establish that?
Exactly. They say AI remixes existing patterns. It can become repetitive and lack the truly original creativity or insights that come from personal human experience, they say.
I love that. And that's where we're at right now. You're absolutely right. I agree with that. I just know that it will continue to grow. It will continue to learn. So let's also see what it is today and what it might be. That's why every single person here, when you study, you're studying for the future. You're studying for what do I need to know to be able to be valuable in the future,
Exactly.
right? So great point, great point. As we move forward, I want to make sure, again, we got good time, which is great. I love it, the extra. So guys, we talk about Agile, and Agile has, and most people talk about Agile, they talk about Scrum, right?
Yes,
Scrum is probably the most popular one, but of course you have Kanban, you have the mindset and all that stuff, right? So this is where we got to figure it out. Some of you guys on the call these might be some of your roles. You might be a product owner, you might be a Scrum master, you might be part of a team, right? So you got to say to yourself, what am I going to use? How am I going to use AI? What specific tools will I need to be effective, and which are the ones that I need to work with?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how many people are product owners on the line. So product owners, think about it. What will change in your life while you're experimenting with AI? What experiments are you going to be doing to try to? Are you going to have it do all your user stories, and then go home and then go relax and go at the pool, whatever you want? Is that the intentions that you think in your mind you're going to be doing? So that's going to be an interesting scenario there, guys. Like, how does that affect you? So first of all, let's think about the product owner as in what their main responsibility is. They're really trying to understand the customer, right? The customer. And normally they come in and they do design thinking workshops, or they kind of have those surveys, those assessments, the NPS scores, all those things come in handy to understand your customer. But now with AI, you might be able to grab more data points. On top of getting your customer, you might want it to go out there and get some information from you. So guys, if you've played around with ChatGPT, maybe you've heard of AI agents, right? So AI agents are not like a bot. It's an agent that actually executes and gets some information done. So I've had my team go out there and say, hey, I want you to apply for certain things. So they'll let the agent go out and apply for these things and then come back and say, look, I applied to these 10 things. And if you ever experience it, it's pretty cool. It's like a virtual environment that pops up.
Wow.
So you open up ChatGPT, you go into the AI agent and you say, I want this, and then you'll see like a virtual environment and it looks like it goes to the websites. And it's not on your computer, it's on that system. So that's pretty cool because that's going to open the door to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right? And once you have your AI agent executing certain things, imagine you waking up in the morning and your AI agent already executed 20 things. And you're just getting the results of what that came back. There can be some good learnings behind it. It's still failing. It's not perfect.
Yeah, of course.
I can tell you right now, it's not perfect, but it's a thought process of what that would look like, right? If that's working. So again, look at your position, experiment with it, and try to see what ideas. So I would love to hear from you guys on the bridge. If you guys are part of these positions or something that you like and that you really enjoy, some people like note taking. So in a meeting, you have your AI agent running and it's taking all the notes, and then you could just send out the notes to the people that didn't attend. Right? That's pretty cool because that was a big headache for me and for everybody, right? But
yeah, that's me. In every meeting I get, I have my AI taking notes every single time.
Just wrong. But again, you're going to have to validate those notes. You're going to have to experiment with how that works and which one works well for you. But I'm still curious from the audience, do you have some special magic tool that you're using that you're really enjoying today that really sparks, wow. Please share it on the chat. I would love to hear. So we can maybe dive deep. We could talk forever. We could talk for 3 hours or more on just this. So I just want to give people that opportunity.
Okay, yeah, they say Josefina, I'm a Scrum Master and a PMP. Hey.
Okay.
Caio says, I'm a product and project manager. And Caio also says, I love the way that vibe coding can help us experimenting and collecting user feedback sooner. Okay. Guys, you have any special tool? Any
Give me your magic tools right now. Give it up, guys. I don't care. Don't hide it from us. Right? What is the tool that you're excited about that you're using that might help you?
Notebook LM.
Oh, that's also a very good one, especially when creating some PowerPoint presentations. Like that's real. Everyone's like, PowerPoint has always been really finicky because you always got to modify and touch. So the ability to kind of build some of those things are really, really, so good job. I'm going to give that person another book. If I see you though, you got to come to Miami. Okay. If I see you in Miami, I have a book for you. So I don't know who that person is, but that was a good answer. And I'm going to give you that one as well.
Good answer, Josefina.
Good job.
They also say lovable.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Is that huggable or what would they say?
LOVE.
Okay. Awesome. Yes. Thank you for sharing.
Gamma AI.
Gamma
AI. What else, guys? You have any other magic tool you want to share with us? This is the time.
So this is my challenge with some of these things because they're growing so fast that you need to figure out which is the one leading the market today, right? Like we just talked about Nano Banana, right? Doing the graphical changes. Tomorrow it might be another one. It might be this, and you don't know. So one of the biggest challenges I have, and I think you talked about it earlier, is that you cannot do this alone. Do not think that you can go and figure out. You need a team, you need a group, you need a community that you guys can talk to each other and share. I'm going to share some of what my community came up with, probably in the next couple of slides, but you need at least kind of like a master system to say, at least we have several different people looking into several different areas, and I can go to one spot to get that, right? All right, awesome. So thank you for sharing. Again, this is a long topic here. We could be here forever, but I greatly appreciate it. So this is the tools that I was thinking about. If I ever had a dashboard, and which we've had, so we've had a lot of meetings where we help the community out and all that, and these questions would come out. So for example, the first one that I'm seeing here is I call it AI in Scrum, right? So you need to have for your company an interface, just sort of like what I had before here, an interface where this is my company and these are all the different positions and this is how we use AI.
Okay.
You need to have that so that you can have that central repository. That's what I'm trying to say there. And then you should give them prompts. For the product owner, these are the 10 prompts we recommend for you. We've tested it, we know it works. Here you go. For the Scrum Master, for the developer, you need to feed that in there and you got to validate those hypotheses, right? So that's a pretty cool thing. I'm going to share again some things that are kind of weird, but I'll give it to you anyways. List the best websites to get AI updates, right? Because everything's so fast. Like, I'm telling you, if you miss it by 2 days or something, you could miss out on something really great. Best place to compare AI tools that get unbiased reviews, right? Because now how do you spend time looking at all the tools? You don't have the time to do that. So if you don't have something that gives you, of course, we all want the freebies, the free AI tools. How to get started? You guys need to create a package for anybody that is wanting to get started in AI in your company. Give them some videos, give them the training classes, give them whatever they need so they can get onboarded very quickly and they know where to get that, right? That should be updated. Where to get the best workshop and trainings, best online community meetups, get real world experience. Here's a big problem. People want to learn, but they don't have, no one gives them the chance. Everyone says, sorry, you got to do that other work. You can't be playing around with AI. You got to just get that done. So who's going to give you the opportunity to learn?
Exactly.
So you got to get yourself in a community that may, for example, we're doing something for the conference. Like we got a conference coming up on March 5th and 6th for next year. And we have our volunteers learning how to use the AI agents while they're planning the event. So that's giving them an opportunity to write down in their resume, I have experience with this, you know? Legal, we just talked about it earlier. Like, what is the legal things that are happening? How many people are going to get sued? Imagine if you you build an AI agent and somehow it hurts somebody's rights. Or it has a child and a child receives a message from you that it's inappropriate. What kind of lawsuits can you get by doing the wrong mistake, right? AI events in your area, AI remote conferences, AI open source, techie, AI for techie people, OpenAI and ChatGPT, top AI videos, and this is the last one that everyone always wants to tell me, man. How to freaking make money with AI. You know, everyone's like, have this quick, rich statement, like, hey, you can get rich in a few months just by using AI. So come on, debunk it, or let's be honest with each other. Like, don't live a fantasy life, like, you know, trying to think that AI can do everything for you.
Exactly.
Any questions on that, guys? Again, this is a simple dashboard that I just created with my team. We created one in a website that people link to that and gives them some update.
Any questions? If you have any prompts that you want to share with us, guys, and if you're a Scrum Master, a project manager, product manager as well, and if you want to share your prompts, this is the time. This is the time to share with the community.
Okay, sharing is caring. Okay, guys, remember that. All right, so moving forward from that, I think the biggest challenge we have is, so when you say prompt, right? How do we create a prompt that builds off of each other? Stop trying to create the perfect prompt. Everyone's trying to say, well, here, I wrote this 50-page prompt that should take us. No, you're going to, what does Agile tell you? You have to iterate through your prompts, right? So please understand that. And a couple other things that ChatGPT is doing right now is doing something called projects. So it's pretty cool. And again, I don't know if you guys have played around with it yet, but now you can put your so-called prompts and the stuff that you got all under one bucket so that you can ask questions related to all the things that you discover. And you can upload files in there. So now suddenly you're asking questions on your file and the information that it's getting. That is a good start. Because ideally you want to bucket things in projects because you're wanting to expand that understanding of it, right? So very, very important to try to get that through. So are they putting any prompts there? I'm just curious. Did anybody get some prompts?
No yet. If you have any prompts, this is the time once again.
I don't know about these prompts, guys.
I think that's very important. You don't have to go looking for the perfect one. Just try. Just try and just keep on improving your prompts. As much as it gives you like valuable insights, valuable results. That's the point. I know we have a lot of different certifications for prompt engineering and those stuff. And of course, it's good for you to get, updated, to get certified. But guys, keep it simple. Keep it simple, but keep it working. That's my point of view.
I love it. And you're building off of it. Now, let me give you another example that you might want to implement, right? So as you start learning what prompts work, you could actually say, for every project that I deal with that has this type of information, these are the 7 prompts that I used that help build me to that point. So now you're creating a package for yourself. Same thing for me for events.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm doing a conference, I should say, these are the 20 prompts that I use that help the teams, each individual team, get to a point where they're actually working, right? So it's going to be interesting to kind of figure out. Now, I'm going to tell you, every update of ChatGPT or any of these LLMs, you have to reanalyze how well the update went. Because sometimes, I'm honestly speaking, I swear, it's my opinion here, I swear ChatGPT got dumber. I swear there were some times where I see that it's not answering the right way, the way it used to answer. Now it's more restricted. And now I can't have further conversations with it because it's kind of holding me back. So it's interesting how they're trying to figure that out. How much is just good enough?
Yeah.
But I do want to make sure you understand that ChatGPT lives on top of something called OpenAI. Okay, think of OpenAI like the operating system. ChatGPT just like a module on that operating system. So OpenAI is something that if you guys really want to experiment with, that's the next level of experimentation, because that has things that you can use APIs, connect to it, and do a lot more from large language models. Right?
We have a question
Sure.
from YouTube. They say, what do you think are the most relevant skills a product person should have to work on products involving AI? What do you mean, like product development?
So I'm just going to answer another question and hope that this addresses a little bit of this. So everyone's always asking me, especially students, like, what skills do I need to master, right? Now that you're telling me AI is going to be able to do these things, right? Maybe they're not there yet, but they will. So what do I need to get good at? So think about it. What's left? You have to be good at problem solving. You have to be good at bringing things together. And I'm going to say something that people are probably not going to like to hear, but I'm going to say it anyways. There's tools that we did in project management that might be more important today than they were before. Because now that we have a tool like AI that can quickly do things, we might bring back some of these very important tools that had value, but it just took too long to do. Exactly. So when you think of, and again, don't hate me here, work breakdown structure. And some of you people have Gantt charts. Everybody hates the word Gantt chart. It's like, no, why did you say that word, Rick? But those are tools that we use in traditional project management that really align with critical path, things that were really important that needed to achieve so that we don't mess up and don't achieve our goal. So those things are going to become interesting toolkits to add now compared to we used to shut it in Agile. No, you guys are wasting time. It's wasting valuable. It doesn't provide any benefit. But now if it does it in 2 minutes, who says it's not going to provide? It's a data point, right? So you'll see a lot. But back to the skills things. So problem solving, right? Being able to work with not just people, but also these agents. And I'm going to tell you something that you're not going to like, but you cannot just be a Scrum Master nowadays. You have to have a technical understanding. You have to be able to provide some type of value that's also on the keyboard. They know it sounds bad that hey, we should just be able to manage the team. No, most companies that right now are looking for people that can actually get value, right? And we talked about a little bit, and I don't know if you guys are facing the same problems, but there's a lot of people losing their jobs, guys. This market is not, how do I say this? This market is scary. And a lot of people lose their jobs and they don't find a job that fast. And everyone's asking me, well, Rick, what's going on? And it goes back to poor agile implementations.
Yeah.
And you have to justify your value to your organization. And some people are very humble. And we like to just get work done. We're just like, man, forget it, we're just gonna do work. Because now if you have to justify, you gotta spend time saying, look, this is why I'm great. This is why I'm so cool. This is why you need me.
Yeah, show me.
It doesn't sound right. It sounds like you're conflicting behind, hey man, I just want to get work done.
Yeah, that leads me to a question that I had here, and it's like, how can organizations properly measure the success of AI implementation or adoption, if you want, in an agile context? How can you measure that?
So, in Agile, we always look for value. We call it ROI or we call it whatever, but we're always trying to get that from the business and saying, okay, this is what value. AI is a tool that's going to help us deliver that value faster, right? I mean, that's ideally what you're saying. So if you look at what they call lead time or cycle time, it should be shrinking. It should be like before, without AI, we were taking 3 months. Now with AI, we're taking 2 weeks. Right? There should be some lead time improvements on that, but you can't forget quality. This is where I'm fearful, where the AI agent is working, but is it really validating that it doesn't have an internal problem, right? So those are things that are going to be curious how they finally get up, and gets done. So I'm assuming that's the answer. I mean, hopefully that's the answer. I'm hoping that I answered the product owner or somebody that spoke. I don't know if I addressed all your problem there. I hope I at least shared a little bit there. Do we have any other questions?
Not right now. So we're reaching the end, guys. So if you have any questions, this is the time. Put it in the chat. I'll be reading you.
As you're answering that, again, like I told you earlier, we have the March 5th and 6th conference. Some of you I know are not here in Miami, but that's okay. I would love to try to do something remotely. I just don't have right now the ability to do that. I'm going to see if I can kind of squeeze that out. But if you can find yourself, we have an AI track.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about AI. We would love to have CertiPro here being a sponsor to our event. Hopefully we can get them to get that done, and that would be awesome. But this is a pretty cool community that we kind of help each other out. So again, if you find yourself somehow coming to South Florida, it's really inexpensive. We try to keep it low. And women in leadership, job fair. So we have a job fair to help people get jobs. And the AI track is going to be really, really spectacular. And again, if you can join us, that would be awesome. I believe that's all I have on that. Again, if you guys want to reach me on LinkedIn, please do. Any questions on that thing?
No questions.
No questions. That means we did so good. Yeah. We were so good. There was no questions because you guys are so clear in how you explain things.
So guys, again, you're all invited to connect with Rick on LinkedIn. We also have the QR code here for every one of you who wants to get the book. Can you show the book again, Rick? Yeah.
Guys, I hope you enjoy yourself.
Yeah. And for all of you who want to get certified, update your skills, visit certipro.com. We have different certifications for Agile, like Scrum Masters, Scrum Product Owners, project managers who are entering in this Agile environment. And we also have certifications for AI, generative AI, prompt engineering, and everything you need to start creating and developing value. You're gonna have to you have them all on our website.
So go get your certification, guys. That's really important for you to make sure that people are validating everyone wants to say, I did this, but if you see a certification, you at least know that they met certain criteria, right? So it's not the perfect thing, but at least it's a start, right? And you want to make sure you get there.
Yeah. We have a question here.
Go for
It says, can you predict the growth percentage of Agile practitioners with regards to the inclusion of AI in the new era of Agile practice? Wow, pretty long question.
So,
Like what's
what I understood from the growth perspective, I don't see anybody in this industry not using AI. I don't, I like if, like how fast is everybody going to get to using AI, and what are they going to use it for is a great question. Like how does that do? What I've decided to do is I've decided to say to myself, what is the growth? Like this is the first stage of AI, which is just using the tool, figuring it out. The next stage, it actually does show more of the value, right? So it's finding out the stages.
and I think, I mean, for me, there's no single role that is not going to be like impacted by AI. You're gonna have to use. You need to use AI for any role nowadays. Any role. If you're a project manager, if you're in C-level, whatever you're doing right now, you're gonna have to use AI because you have AI all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know how you would not use it. Like, what position would not have you use that tool, right? Now, again, it's gotta have some validation points, because if you don't have validation points, you can hurt your organization. So we have to still there's still a lot of things to figure out, but this is the time to do that. I can tell you, you saw that a lot of projects fail with AI, right? We got that. But guess what? If you're not one of the companies that are trying to figure this out, you're going to be left behind.
Exactly.
So whether you're failing or not, you need to be in the game so that you can have an opportunity to kind of open that up. Right?
Okay. Again, for all of you guys who are on YouTube and LinkedIn, thank you so much for being on the call today with Rick and Santiago. We had a great time. Did you have a great time?
This is a high five because we're here together, but you might not see us, but we're actually close by.
Maybe there.
Yeah, there you go, like a high five together. This is South Florida, guys. Again, hopefully Brickell is a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can come in here and also see Brickell.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, Rick, thank you so much for joining Study Prof today. This is the second time to have you.
Yeah, it's like you can't get rid of me. I'm here. What's going on?
So thank you. It was so good to have you here. Thank you guys on YouTube and LinkedIn, and see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye, guys.